You used to see him in orange at Lucas, head coach of the Cubs that went to the state championship game. Now he's changed colors to Fredericktown red. Welcome in Scott Spitler. Coach, after a couple-year hiatus, welcome back to the coaching ranks. How's it feel to be back out there on the sidelines?
It's nice to be back on the sideline coaching, working with kids. Love the game of football, but the relationships that you build with the kids kind of keeps you young when you're a guy that's been in it as long as I have. But little downtime there to take care of some family things, and then got the urge to get back in it, and got the opportunity to be at Fredericktown. And my family and I have a lot of connection there. My kids went to elementary school there. My wife worked there a long time ago, and had a good relationship with a lot of previous coaches. I mean, there's been some really good football coaches that have been at Fredericktown. When you talk about Will Hartley, Luke Bill, Don DeMarco, I mean, you're talking about, number one, great men, and then and two good football coaches. Yeah,
I talked to other coaches about what they had last season, but you've been, taking care of things. But I guess if you could just go over one final time your time at Lucas. Just the job you did with the Cubs, turning that program around, making it to the state championship game, giving Marion Local a tough test in that game as well. But just, I guess, reflect on your time at Lucas, and now you're moving on to Fredericktown.
It was just a tremendous privilege. The one thing I think made us the most successful at Lucas is every person involved in our program and in our success is we were all working together, rowing the boat in the same direction. And I don't care what sport you coach or what school you're at, it takes everybody, the parents, the community, the administration, the teachers, the players, the coaches. We all have to be working and driving the same direction. And we had that at Lucas. And so when you have good people, hardworking kids, and you're all aligned like that, good things are going to happen.
Yeah. And that's something that I believe Fredericktown has as well, is kids that want to play, kids that want to do things like that. And I know it's I wouldn't say unique, but your off-season program, I love keeping up on social media with you. The belt, the weekly championship belt that they compete for, because sometimes in the summer, I know there's some programs or some kids that play football that they kind of get lackadaisical. It's summer, you want to be at the pool, things like that. But a program like what you have, where you're competing each and every week for a belt, I think it just adds to it, and it keeps your kids motivated during the summer.
Well, I think teenagers nowadays are very extrinsic, and I think that gives you an opportunity to give your kids a chance to compete, and then some recognition and some positive recognition throughout the off season to build towards what you're getting as far as the competitiveness in your program. And we have a lot of multi-sport athletes at Fredericktown because we have great success in all our athletics, and that's great. But like I had at Lucas, the kids that are in these multiple sports are still dedicated to getting in the weight room and getting stronger. All the varsity coaches at the high school work well together as far as, they're in my season now, but I'll make sure they get in there and get the workout in and things like that. And so having that continuity is going to help us continue that success.
And, I mean, you're coming into the KMAC now. Welcome to a conference.
Yes.
Lucas is finally going to the Northern 10 here to play football, but you're actually into a conference, but you're not too unfamiliar with some of these teams. You've played Northmore before at Lucas. You played Danville. That's a big rivalry. So you're at least accustomed to some of these communities and some of these football programs. Like you said, you have family, you have ties to Fredericktown as well. So I guess, coming to Fredericktown, it wasn't that big of a jump because you're familiar with everybody.
Yeah, it seems like there's some type of connection with most of our conference and my time in coaching, is whether they played for me. Coach Beatty, the head coach at East Knox, actually played high school ball for me.
Oh, wow.
Had the privilege of coaching him. Great man, great player, and a lot of respect for him. And I've had connections with all these coaches, either playing against them or, in the off season and stuff, relationships like that. And top to bottom, the conference has got great coaches, hardworking kids that want to compete, and that's why the conference is so strong as it is.
Well, let's take a look at your schedule this season and talk about what I think is a very balanced schedule up and down for the KMAC. You guys, that rivalry with Highland to start off, Northridge. You get 2 home games, though, to get accustomed. then you're at Utica, and then you get into the schedule. Just, I guess, talk a little bit more about this non-conference schedule. You get the start at home, though, at least, which is, I think, is good, where kids get accustomed to the season. Don't have to take the long bus trips to start off the year. You're at home.
Yeah, that's nice, especially when we're on the road for both of our preseason scrimmages. So being able to open up at home and then open up at home against a very, very talented and well-coached Highland team that's a rivalry. Coach Stover does a fabulous job, and they're always talented and got hard-nosed kids. So that's going to be a great challenge out of the gate. And then you add to it the history and the rivalry behind it. So our kids are excited, but they're understanding that we got a lot of work to do before week one.
And just thoughts, you get to play for a trophy in the regular season too, the Freddyburg Trophy. We got to unveil it a few years ago, but playing in small school atmospheres, you did it at Lucas, but now here in the KMAC where you're playing rivalries for trophies and things like that, that's just got to be a fun feeling, just not as a coach, but as a player as well, getting to do things like that.
Well, again, I think those are the type of things that make high school football special for student athletes. And when you have a top to bottom, very competitive conference, I mean, you look at the number of teams at the KMAC since the postseason each and every year.
Oh, yeah.
You survive our conference, you're going to be prepared for the postseason.
Yeah. Now let's talk about some of your players. Blake Sipes, dual threat. You got a running quarterback, which you must love after the teams you had at Lucas. But you get Blake Sipes coming back, who threw for over 1,000 yards, ran for over 1,000 yards last year, and then you have one of his top receivers back in Gavin Toombs as well, who he's a big kid. He's one of those multi-sport athletes. Plays the center for the basketball team, things like that. You have weapons in the cupboard here at Fredericktown for your first year.
Yeah, I think we've got some great experience returning in the skill positions. You led by Blake, Gavin, Brody Davis.
Yeah.
All great athletes, all multi-sport athletes. But more importantly, one thing that I've learned early is those guys that are all our kids, but especially the seniors, tremendous hard workers, committed, trying their darndest to be the best leaders that they can be for our team. They've really bought in. So I guess my compliment to guys like Blake and Gavin and Brody is as good an athlete they are, they're just as good young men.
Yeah.
But when I say that, it doesn't mean we're perfect. None of us are perfect.
No, nobody is.
But they work hard and they're conscientious and they care about their teammates and they care about, we kind of have the mantra now in our program about DTN, defend the nest. We understand that we got the privilege to play Fredericktown football, and there's a lot of people that have made that happen and have come before us. And so when we go out there, we're not just representing ourselves, we're representing all those people that made it possible. And so we've kind of hung our hat on that we need to defend the nest. And when we defend the nest, it's everybody that's worn that jersey, everybody that's gone to Fredericktown High School and a part of this community, and that's who we represent.
I expect a window sign at the OH board that says DTN now. Before I let you go, I do have to ask you about this. The philosophy, the offensive-defensive philosophy, is it going to be like you had at Lucas, or is it going to be changed a little bit for you guys at Fredericktown?
You'll see a lot of similarities, but we're going to accentuate the experience and the athletes that we have come back. I mean, when you've got a weapon like Blake Sipes at the quarterback position, you're going to make sure you utilize his strengths, and you're going to highlight those things. And then you've got a chess piece like Gavin Toombs at the tight end position, he's athletic enough that he can stretch the field like a receiver. Yeah. But he's 6'5", 230 pounds, and can get in line and block and be physical. Plays defense for us. We got our returning our leading tackler from last year coming back on defense, and Kirk Parker, who's just been a man-child so far for us in practice. And we're kind of excited to get to this Saturday where we can go against somebody besides ourselves and see where we're at, so we know what we need to get better at.